There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. I see with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out, slowly feel all that's around you, all that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Yeah, yeah. Welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here.
And we are back. It's another day. It's another moment. Thank you for being here. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are at this very moment in time. Thank you for tuning in to yourself first and then tuning in to the broadcast. When you tune in, you listen. When you listen, you give yourself permission to be transformed. I am Ade, your transformational agent, aka your beingness artist. I'm excited This is another episode of Ade Presents, The Heart of the Matter. We're getting to the heart of the matter. Season 1, Episode 3, Tuesday, August 14, 2020. Woo! So much is going on in the world. And we are part of the transformation. I got my guest standing by. And for those of you who listen to my show regularly, the Ade Presents Being You, which is on Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. You may know, you should know, because I tell you about it, that on Thursday, the show is called Ade Present, The Heart of the Matter, which is where we have a guest bold enough to sit in the transformational space and really saying yes to a higher call. You know, we're all dealing with something. It's just part of life. No matter how spiritual you are, if you're in this physical body, there is something we are all growing through and going through. And sometimes we just need the space to be still, to surrender, for the answers that's been tapping to just reveal itself. So I have my dear friend here, Foluke, standing by. And if you want to join, it's really easy. It's every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK time. You can go to my website, adelove.co, Ade, Love, Adelove.co. It's really simple. It's getting simpler by the day because you can't lose with the stuff I use. And I'm about simplicity. You know why? Because you've heard the phrase when people say to you, what a difference Ade makes. They're talking about me. I make a difference. So when you join me, you know you're going to be changed. So yeah, go to my website, adelove.co. Send me an email, or you can also send a message through the Being You Facebook page. Now, I'm broadcasting through my personal page on Facebook, the Being You Facebook page, as well as YouTube. Now, I can see the comments, but if you really want to interact with me while I'm live, it is a good idea to do it in the Being You podcast Facebook page, because then it's easy for me to see or even reply to you. But actually, on Thursdays, I don't do a lot of replying. I only reply to my guests because this is a one-on-one. And the invitation is that as you watch, as you listen, that you put yourself into the hot seat. And what I would say to you is, by observation, there is something in you that will be activated to help you and support you in what you're going through and growing through. So you can be thankful for those who come on Thursday night to join me because they're helping us. There's only one of us here. We're connected. So when one person is made whole, we are all made whole. It's a ripple effect. Every Thursday, join me. Now, I think I'm ready to bring on my guest and the brave soul who said, yep, I'm ready to jump in. Hello, Fluke.
Hello, my brother. I'm doing well. I'm even better because I was able to, my blinds were like putting these light lines across me. And I was like, how do I fix it? So I was able to.
Perfect timing, huh?
Right.
So
I'm doing well.
More light is coming in or less light is coming in?
Less light. I turned my blinds up.
Right. So
yeah.
You turn the blinds up so you can see brightly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's jump in. So, well, how's your day? Let's do the little.
Yeah. My day is long. So I'm a new teacher, and we're virtual, and it's a lot. It just is. And so I'm tired. It's Thursday, and for my school, this is our last instructional day of the week. Tomorrow is like a planning day, a catch-up day. So I'm grateful.
I think people have a better appreciation for teachers nowadays.
Yeah, hope so.
And I trust that the appreciation will translate into how we pay teachers, not just verbal. But anyway, That's a whole different
Or
conversation for a different show. You are sitting on the hot seat of transformation.
aren't I?
So, what's bubbling? What's coming up for you? What's bubbling up in your consciousness? What are you feeling? What is the thing that's tapping or you're trying to get access to?
Well, of course, I've been thinking about this. It's relationships, like of all kinds, but yeah, it's mostly relationships, like romantic relationships. I'm in my teaching, my first year of teaching, my first week of teaching. I'm also a co-teacher, so I am sharing the sharing the classroom with another person, and it's good in ways, but it's just causing all of this stuff to like arise. And it's not the first time I've co-taught, and I haven't had great experiences in the past. So, so that's coming up. And then also my friendships, my relationships with my family, just in general, like how I relate to other people is really present for me, and how I relate to myself too, I guess.
So you said relationship, and you talked about romantic relationship, how you relate with others and family members. So if you were to think of this thing that you're talking about, put it in a sentence or in a word, what is the issue? Maybe a sentence or a word, you get to choose.
I guess the thing is, it always comes back to like, how do I show up as myself in all of these ways, or who even like, who am I in all of these, like, in all of these relationships? Like, who is the authentic, or what is the authentic Foluke? What does she look like?
Okay.
Yeah.
So to make sure that I understand, you're saying, okay, so when you're at work, you want to know which part of you want to present, right?
I think so.
When you're with family, like, okay, how do I show up? Which side of me do I share with them? And then just relationship. And even what you said with yourself. So even with yourself, you're like, am I being me to me right now?
Yeah, that's accurate. It's, for the most part, like I kind of just want to let my free flag fly at all times. And I think that that's a possibility. Like, but I'm still feeling it out, because I have a lot of moments where, especially in this co-teaching relationship, like with the kids, I'm just like, oh my God, they like her more. She's cuter than me. She's like more caring. She's like, really thinking about them. And, what am I doing? I'm doing it wrong. So it's a lot of comparison. Is what I'm finding in this co-teaching relationship in particular.
Tell me about, you said, did you call it the free flag?
Freak flag.
Freak. Well, tell me about this freak flag.
What?
Yes.
Well, okay.
I listen for a living. Everything I do is about listening. So I don't care how you drop it, I'm gonna hear it.
Okay. Well, I'm think of myself as weird and nerdy, and I have I'm interested in the universe and like the abstract and stuff. And I'm teaching a group of 6th graders, and I know that they're interested in the world, but I think I'm scared in some ways of like being as odd as I am. I think sometimes I'm still like trying to be cool. What is that? What is that? What does that even mean, to be cool? So that, like, that's my free. I do interplay, and for a lot of people that would be weird. They're like, what is this thing that people do? It's this like hippy dippy stuff. That's me. Yeah. So that's what that's part of my freak flag. Oh yeah, I also like to twerk and listen to like quote unquote ratchet music, right? I cuss, I do all the things. Yeah, I contain multitudes. And like, so how do I let the multitudes, come out and play?
So why don't they come out to play right now?
Wow. I think that sometimes I'm afraid they won't. They're like not allowed, depending on the space that I'm in. Like, Yeah, so I keep thinking about the kids, but like, can I dance like I usually can? Can Miss Beveridge be twerking in front of her class? Probably not. But like, that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
to what extent can I like let it all hang out in whatever situation I'm in? Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why I'm even saying that because I'm going to ask a lot of questions. It's not like this is one thing I'm going to do. This is the only time I'm going to ask you questions. So there's a nerdy part of it. You're interested in the universe. You twerk. You like ratchet music. You're nerdy. What else did you say? What else? What did I miss out? There's quite a bit of it.
It's a hippy dippy.
Hippy dippy, all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting in a room with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
How comfortable do you feel with them? Would you even allow them all to be in the same room together? So there's two questions.
Along with me, yeah.
Okay.
It's weird because I think about this. I'm just like, well, I think that I'm okay with me when I'm by myself, but it's when I'm around other people that I start to doubt the parts. And it's like, well, how much am I really accepting all of the parts of me if I'm judging me, right? And that's how I think other people are judging me. So usually, again, when I'm alone, I spend a lot of time alone. I'm like, I can do whatever I want, but as long as nobody else is here, I can do whatever I want. So I don't know what that means.
Well, it sounds like when you're in your own space alone, you don't have to think of all of yous because there's nobody else there.
Right.
The minute you interact with people, headlight, which one of me is going to show up and which one of me is going to start twerking in the wrong time, and I won't have any control over it, right?
Right.
Like, everybody calm down. I'm going to work. No twerking. You can talk about the universe, but until I give you permission, right?
Right. Yeah.
So at work, you started the conversation about work. Which one of yous will come out or could come out that makes you go, oh my God, I'm going to get fired?
Oh, man. I don't know which one of me or which ones of me, I guess, will come out. To be honest, it's not even like the twerker. It's like the one who doesn't have all the answers. Like that, she's the one I'm just like, no, you like, and I work in a place that seems to be very like open-minded and like, ask for help if you need it. I'm still just like, I'm supposed to be a teacher. I'm like going to get my certification pretty soon. And like, I'm supposed to know stuff. So if I don't know stuff, are people going to think that I don't deserve this job or like that I don't know what I'm doing? So oftentimes I find it that part, the part that doesn't know, the part that's uncertain.
Okay. So is that the sort of like, oh my God, they're going to find out that I'm a fraud?
Well, a deaf. Yeah, I'm a fraud. I'm not cut out for teaching. I don't know how to reach students, all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm a fraud.
All right. Take a deep breath. So that breath you just took was up here. So
okay.
From there. So I want you to imagine your nose is on your belly button. Yeah. You can figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's it. Okay. Breathe from there. So when I say breathe in from your belly button and breathe out. And keep your eyes closed.
Okay.
I am a fraud. Foluke is a fraud. She don't know nothing. She acts like she knows, but she don't really know. But she don't know that we know that she doesn't know. Tell me what you're noticing is coming up for you when you hear me say that.
I notice the urge to cry. It's not strong, but I could definitely cry right now. I got like a little lump in my throat.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to figure out what the emotion is. But yeah, it's mostly like the strongest thing was like, oh, I could easily cry right now.
Uh-huh.
And I think the emotion is shame, possibly, but I'm not sure. I'm very cerebral, as you know.
No, slow down, slow down.
Okay.
Shame. Let's stay with shame.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me about the shame.
Really? Okay. Damn it. What's coming up for me right now is I have 3 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of school. The idea that I'm supposed to know things. I guess when as I was growing up, I was that smart girl. I was expected to do well, to excel, and to be smart. And so I don't like to be in situations where I don't like to be in situations where I don't know things.
Mm.
And I guess maybe the shame comes from, like, if I don't know things, then like, what am I here? Like, why am I here? Like, what value do I bring if I don't know things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's nothing else is coming up at the moment, but yeah.
I hear you. If you don't know things, what value do you bring? So it sounds like your estimation of your own value is based on how much you know.
Yeah,
And to be
that
and
rings true.
to be valuable means you have to know a lot. And if I don't know much, then I don't have value.
Yeah, that resonates the first time I've heard it like that.
When did you first have that thought or feel that?
Uh, Maybe in high school, like when I started becoming aware that there were people in my classes that were smarter than me.
Okay.
um,
You can open your eyes now. But go ahead.
okay, glasses off, crying. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, when I started, when I realized that there were people who were smarter than me,
Mhm.
like, and they were probably always existed, but like they made better grades than me and that sort of thing. They were able to keep up in different ways. And then when I went to college, I like struggled my first year because I'm smart, right? I can just like turn it out even at the last minute, but that's not exactly how college is set up. And so I struggled.
You
And
said you can turn it on, turn it out at the last minute. What you mean?
like get things done without expending very much effort. basically,
and still get the grades.
and still get the grades, and that
But
didn't work.
But you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You could pull it out just like that, right? But college is not set up like that. But you can still get your grades and twerk on your way back to your room. But you don't know anything.
Don't know enough.
Don't know enough. Okay. What does that look like to know enough?
Maybe to not have to ask anybody for answers, but be able to provide them. I don't know.
You said not asking anybody for answers?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure. What does it like to know enough? I don't know.
But you're striving for it.
Right.
So you clearly know where you're going.
I do think I want to have all the answers myself. Like, in the case this week, like, I think I want to be a literacy specialist, right? And my co-teacher was able to, she checked in with the students at a certain point in our class, like, is everyone okay? And we had been assigning like reading time, like you do the assignment that we did in class, and then you can read for 30 minutes. And I've always been a strong reader. And so it doesn't, even though I've gone through this whole program, how like getting a reading endorsement, I want to be a literacy specialist. And I missed the fact, like I knew that we have struggling readers in the class, and I didn't like provide any strategies, right? And there was one student who was like, I'm not okay. And she messaged my co-teacher, like, I struggle to read. And that was a moment. Like, I should have known that. I should have, been able to like spot that, that maybe reading for 30 minutes is like a stretch for some people. So they might need some support. Like, it's that sort of stuff. I need to know everything like now. I need to know how to reach every student. I need to know all the content and how to like do everything. I need to know it right now.
Okay, so you should listen to yourself say that.
No.
Right.
And I like to believe that I'm not, that I'm unlearning that, but it's very present.
Right. Because there is a sponsoring thought. There is a thought behind the thought that you're having, that you're sharing now. There is another thought that's saying, no matter what you do, you are not enough. You are not valuable. As a thought, it's quiet, but it's running the show like a computer. Some softwares running in the background. We don't always know what it is.
Yeah.
So it points to, I'm not enough, but if I can do enough, know enough, then I would have some sort of value. If I know everything, but then what does knowing everything looks like? I don't know. So you got yourself going like this, literally driving yourself crazy.
Yeah.
So when you're at work, when you're with friends, when you're out there in the world, it's really not those people.
No.
It is you with the people in your head trying to say, shut up, don't come out, don't say anything yet, don't sound like an idiot.
Don't sound stupid. That's a word that I heard a lot growing up.
Tell me about that. Yeah.
Dad. Okay, so I just golly, yeah. Growing up, I think I learned from my father not to ask a stupid question. And like we learn, I don't know when people started saying this, that like there actually are no stupid questions, right? So I was afraid not to know things.
Mm.
And I learned to be afraid not to know things because, like, I felt like I was expected to know all this stuff that I hadn't been taught or hadn't really been exposed to. So I was like afraid to not know around my father, afraid to not know, Black history, afraid to not know how like the political system worked, and afraid to not know current events and whatever. I was just afraid to be like, you know what, Dad, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, afraid to not know and be thought to be stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, your dad would say you're stupid, right?
Or would I have a sense of like being asked about being stupid. Like the word was used a lot. Like I'm very the word stupid is charged, like, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember necessarily being. I think I would be told I'm like, if I was confused about something, I would be told I'm not stupid. So basically, I should know
Mm-hmm.
like the answer. Like I should know how to do whatever the thing was.
When was the first time he ever said that to you?
I
6?
I don't know. I don't
When
have
do you remember?
a
And it is okay not to know, but you
right.
can go back. It's okay not to know.
Thank you
You're welcome.
for that permission. I don't know. I have a sense of maybe 6 to 8. There was like I was really close to my dad when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then about like my parents separated, and about high school, so middle, halfway through middle school, but definitely by the time I was in high school, I was like holding back from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to like confide in him in the same way. I wanted to be like impressive and like ask smart questions and like be really wise and whatnot. So I know that the idea of being stupid like came earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Of my fear, like concern about being stupid or not knowing, came earlier than that.
Then, because the age that I'm hearing is 6, and it just keeps repeating. Age 6. You remember where you were, where you lived,
Yeah.
friends?
So I was in first grade when I was 6. First and second grade when I was 6. Nothing is really coming up. I remember where we lived. It was our family home that we lived in until I was 10, and then my family separated, or my parents separated. But yeah, I don't have a sense of anything specific.
Did your mom ever use that word? Don't be stupid. I know you're not stupid. It was your dad.
Yes.
So this is about you and your dad, your relationship with your dad.
Yes.
Now, full transparency, I know your dad has made his transition,
Yes.
right?
Yes, he has.
And yet, you still feel like you have to prove to him that you're valuable.
I guess so.
What would it take for you to just let that go?
Man.
Listen to this. Listen to your heart.
My first thought is like being reassured that I don't like have to hustle like that. That was my first thought. And it was really like somebody else telling me you don't need that. That was my first like feeling. Yeah.
You don't have to hustle to have value. You don't have to know everything to have value. Just as you are, you're valuable. whether you know or don't know, whether you have the answers or not. You can't even add to your value. You can't take away from your value.
See, I hear that.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
we're not going there. We're staying right here.
Okay.
And
And
I'm
I
not.
thought I believed it. I tell
Mhm.
other people that all the time. I thought I believed it.
Well, sometimes our greatest challenge is our greatest gift. Because we know what we want to hear, how we want to hear it. So we speak from that place when we give it to others. And when you speak it to others, oh my God, they feel like they've been anointed. you asked me earlier, is it okay to curse on the show?
Yeah.
I said, certainly. Well, I'm saying that because what I'm hearing, I'm gonna say it. So if there's any kids around, you gotta leave. You gotta leave right now, parents. Get your kids out of the room. It's okay to fuck up,
Is it?
even in your classroom. It's okay to not catch that reading 30 minutes is too much for somebody else. How can you be compassionate with not knowing if you keep putting yourself on this pedestal? I gotta know, I gotta know, I gotta know. And you're a teacher.
I don't know. I don't think that
You do.
works.
Hmm?
I said, I don't think that works. And that it makes me like honestly, it makes me feel bad all over again.
Well, that's good. Let it come up.
Because I wouldn't wanna put that on my students, you know. The idea that they like can't not know things or like can't misunderstand or like, you know, Miss Beveridge won't have any patience with me needing help. I'm like, oh my God.
Mhm. Right now, I'm inviting you to be your own student. And be patient with you. Even now. Imagine you find yourself in a place where you think you should know. And then you catch yourself like, oh, I know what I'm doing here. You being patient with yourself in that situation, what would it look like?
If I'm honest, I'm having trouble with that at the
Okay.
moment because I'm overthinking it.
Tell
Like,
me what. Go ahead.
Yeah, again, right, all right answers all the time, right? So in my mind, I'm like automatically coming up with like what I should say to myself. You know what I mean? So I'm having trouble like knowing what I need to hear. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Let's try something different.
Okay.
Knowing what you know now,
Hmm.
whether it's cerebral, or you know it in your heart, or you know it spiritually, knowing what you know about not knowing,
Okay.
and knowing what you know about what you won't want to put your student through,
Hmm.
that you would like to be patient. If you can speak to your dad right now about stupidity, not being stupid, what would you say to him?
I think I would ask like, what does it even mean to be stupid? Like, when you say that, what do you mean? And
Okay, so I'm gonna say this.
okay,
We don't really care what he means.
you don't care what he means. Okay.
All that we care about right now is that you recognize
Mm-hmm.
worth is not in what you know. And even when you don't, you can be patient with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to make a new declaration, and you can tell your dad about that. The thing you couldn't say to him when you were younger. What
Yeah.
would you say to him?
Not knowing things doesn't make me stupid. um, and I feel like when you say that about me, it makes me feel worthless.
Mm,
And is that how you feel about me?
mm. Take a breath. And you're doing good. You're healing. Tears you didn't give yourself permission to cry when you were younger. It's all coming. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, but don't repress what's coming up. Make space for it. Allow it to come up. If it needs to come out as tears, just be the compassionate teacher with the student. Being patient with yourself in this process. Take a breath. It's a deep wound.
Because it connects to more than
Mm,
my knowledge.
mm, mhm. Yeah. Take a breath. We carry this wound, this stories, this narrative from our parents, from people. We give them life. We give it life. And they start to run us. And they show up. They show up at work. They show up when you're with your friends. They show up when you're with your students. It's like this programming is running in the background where it's only quiet when you're with yourself. And the minute you're around people, then it's like, oh shit, people are going to see what's going on here. And where you are now is an opportunity to deactivate that program. It's like a virus in a computer. You said something about patience earlier. And you say, now, I want to ask you a question. However, answer the question the way you feel like you want to answer it, or you also have permission not to answer it.
Okay.
In that moment, you say, do you think I'm worthless? Is that how you see me? That's tied into more.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable talking about the more?
Yeah.
If you don't,
I do. Woo. Full circle, my gosh. Okay. So on top of, my like fears of being stupid or like not knowing enough. I've also got like body stuff. So, you know, I connect. Okay, back up. I thought that I was ugly for a long time. I still go through probably daily, moments where I'm just like, am I attractive? Like, I think I look all right. But then it's also, do other people, mostly do like men, think that find me attractive? So I've, for as long as I can remember, struggled with finding my body acceptable, finding my face acceptable, finding my hair acceptable, finding my interests acceptable. Yeah. So yeah, connect. So that idea of like, feeling like, wondering if my dad doesn't think I'm enough, right? If he thinks I'm worthless, it connects to like, he would call me pretty girl all the time, all of this, but I was just like, really? Like, do you really think so?
Is that really because he tells you not to be stupid, or you just what? What is that really about?
Connected to it's the not enoughness thing, I think. But I was also like, I was called ugly, I was called funny looking by my dad, but the way that I thought of it then was like as an endearment of some sort.
He'll say you're funny looking.
Funny looking, yeah. He would refer to many people that way, and it didn't necessarily have anything to do with how you looked.
But with you, how did you take it?
How did I take it? I think there was like I think there was, because I've been called ugly, being called funny looking had like a little, I think had a little tinge. I wasn't completely offended by like, oh my God, my dad thinks I'm ugly. Because again, I had seen him refer to people who I thought were, really gorgeous or attractive or whatever as funny looking. So it always felt like like just poking fun, or in some ways as an endearment. But I think in some ways, like having been called ugly, and fat and other stuff by peers, might have hit me harder than I realized.
We internalize what people who love us say about us. And something about the way we're conditioned, we remember the painful ones.
Yeah.
It sticks around. So all of this is still pointing to your dad. There's some healing work that needs to be done, particularly forgiveness.
Okay.
But forgiveness for you.
Right. If I'm honest, I
appreciate you being honest. Go ahead.
My nose is running. If I'm honest, I felt when my father passed away, when I found out about it, I immediately like reacted. I broke down and I cried like pretty much constantly for like 6 days. I found out he passed on a Monday. By that Saturday, I was like, I found it odd, but oddly at peace. I was like, I'm not like I don't care, but I'm okay. Like I would have thought that I would be all over the floor like forever, but and in some ways I feel like I felt free, and I felt bad about that. I know my dad can't be offended at this point, but
okay. So that statement was that to make you feel good?
Yes. I've been like reassuring myself that he can't be offended.
Right.
I might be relieved that he had transitioned. That I felt free from needing to be impressive, like to needing to be extraordinary. Yeah.
It's a goal that can never be achieved. Because every time you get to where you think the goal is, you're going to set it higher. Because the little girl, Foluke, is still trying to please dad. So it's just constant. So today, while we're talking, I just flipped this card over. I pulled this card for you.
Truth.
It's time to tell yourself the truth about you. So this is a Ask Your Guides card. In truth, what is the truth about you? What is the truth that you're not allowing yourself to accept? The truth that you know. And how do you know if something is true? Like not the, in Sacred Yes, Reverend Deborah Johnson wrote a book, Sacred Yes, Letters from the Infinite. There's a chapter there called Personal Truth and Spiritual Truth. We sometimes get that mixed up. We think, oh, truth, there's only one truth. But no, we have a personal truth, lived experience. And then there's a spiritual truth. So your personal truth is, yes, you grew up and your dad, put this challenge or maybe even called you stupid or whatever. You're funny looking and all that. That's your truth. That's the experience that you lived. Even another way of looking at it is that's what you heard. That's what you lived with. But it does not, the spiritual truth, it doesn't take away your worth, your value, your beauty, the genius in you that does things differently and still ace the test. So when you say, I know that, I even tell people about that. Well, the challenge now is for you to live the truth. To live the truth, but because you can be very cerebral sometimes, you can always ask for guidance. Especially in moments when you find yourself saying, oh my God, I'm nervous. How am I showing up? It's like, what is true here? What do I need to know here? And how do you know spiritual truth? How do you know what is really true? By the way it feels in your heart. And it could be just as simple as you're good enough. With 3 degrees, the good enough, like, yeah. But in truth, Spirit don't care about your degree. And if you know everything, how can you turn to God, Spirit, the universe for answers? In your not knowing, you leave yourself open. So when you find yourself in a place where, this is just practical thing as you move forward, but I'm going to talk about forgiveness here. There's some forgiveness work, really deep forgiveness work that needs to happen. Yeah. I'm actually thinking more of a ritual, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel the need to write. Hold, please.
Okay, sure.
I got notebooks on notebooks on notebooks. My God. Okay. But I have to make sure that I'm writing it in the right one, whatever.
And we're not even going to do that because your greatest challenge will turn out to be your greatest gift.
Yeah.
And you writing in the right one can make you a great organizer. Especially when you give yourself the permission to be the great organizer, to have the right resources. So in moments when you find yourself buying into the lie, it's time to tell the truth. And even if you don't know what the truth is, it's like your ancestors, your guide, your higher self. Your higher self is like, yes, she doesn't know what the truth is. We're going to tell her.
I am writing though.
That's fine. And I'll take a picture of this as well. Actually, no, I'm going to do some. And also know that this recording is going to be here. So, you can always listen to it again. I'm going to read something so you can digest in this mess in the middle of this. So, what's that? 51, right? No, 21. Your higher self is present, activating your power of reason and intellect. So your higher self is present, activating the powers of reason and intellect. It asks you to develop clarity and objectivity when looking at your life, rather than interpreting events through the murky and distorted water of emotion. Strive to see the reality of what happens in the past so you can acquire a more accurate understanding of what's going on.
I'm being stalked. I said I'm being stalked.
There it is. When you don't know, you're stalked by your higher self who would have the answer for you.
Wow, man. Yeah, you used to be a picture of that too.
Yeah. And I read a little bit more here. You may notice things that make you uncomfortable or challenge your ethics. Ask your higher self to give you the courage to stand up for your truth and address difficult situations at their core. Woo! Yeah.
All right.
Listen to this. Rather than distance yourself or pretend you don't see the real problem because they make you uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh. That's on my avoidance street.
So we've sort of gone a little bit deeper into this basement that sometimes you open the door. So the light is not on, you close it. We've gone like maybe 2 or 3 steps down. We're not all the way at the basement.
Yeah.
But you're ready to go deeper. You've gone deeper than you've gone.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
back to my racking sobs earlier. My goodness.
Well, tears cleanse your soul.
Yeah.
And it brings you clarity.
Yeah.
So forgiveness. So 2 things I want to say. I want to talk about forgiveness, but then I'm thinking it's just coming up for me. It's almost like I told you about a ritual. It's like I see you, like 3 of your sister girls doing a ritual of forgiveness, preferably near water, a river. I see a white rose. And yeah, okay. So I had that visual. I would encourage you, invite you, suggest that you write a letter to the young Foluke who was made to feel stupid, who was made to feel ugly. And this time, you get to tell her the truth, who she is. And if you are challenged in finding what to say to her, think of the words you tell other people when they're doubting themselves. She needs to know that it's safe for her to not know. And then write a forgiveness letter. Because true forgiveness is self-forgiveness. You can choose to forgive your dad if you want, but it's not important. The most important thing is you forgiving yourself. You forgiving yourself for believing that lie. Whatever stories you made up, conclusions that you came to believe in, that there's a chance of you being stupid and you don't want to be stupid, because if you are, then you have no value, for allowing yourself to believe that lie and carry it. Now it's time to tell the truth. Your value, your worth is not in what you know or don't know. You're worthy, you're valuable just because. Whether you have 10 degrees or no degrees, you're valuable just because you exist.
It's so funny. I was talking to my co-teacher yesterday, and we actually have a pretty like open like rapport. And she's very like open and transparent about her life and stuff. And so we share. And I was talking to her about these truths, right? But it was something about it. Like sometimes I'll say stuff and I'll be like, I know I think that's true, or I believe that, but like it feels like I'm being fake. Like I'll feel that sometimes. I'm like, I know this is real, or I believe this is real. These are like things that I say, but like, was that true for me? Like when I said that just now. So I have those moments, and I feel like maybe that points to the fact that I don't entirely know it.
Well, we teach what we need to learn. And everybody that you attract into your circle, they resonate with you on some level. Because of our connection to the divine, we're connected. We all know the truth. We know it. The next level is to experience it so we can be it. So when you hear, well, be you, being you is about experiencing what we know. Now, when you download or tap into your heart, into your soul, and bring out that truth, just because you are not living it doesn't make it less of a truth. It's an opportunity. Trust. I don't know. There are many times when I'm coaching, doing counseling work, spirit work with people, and it's just flowing through me, and I'm like, damn, I can use that. Actually, there's something I'm dealing with right now that I could use. It just comes. So in me making myself available for others, I receive the message that I need. While they may be saying, "Oh my God, I so needed to hear that," and I'm like,
me too.
You don't even know. So truth is the truth is the truth. My mentor, Rev D, would say, the truth will be told. What is it? The truth will be revealed. I don't think that's exactly how to say it, but the truth will be revealed even if it takes a liar to say it.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. You could take a lie to say it. There's somebody we can't stand to speak the truth. So when you doubt yourself, I feel like I'm being a fraud, or I feel like I'm lying. No, the truth will be expressed. The truth don't scare. The truth does not care about what we are dealing with and moving through. It will reveal itself once there is an opening. God, love, truth, whatever you want to call it. It's just looking for an opening. And oftentimes when we're supporting others, we're open. When we're supporting ourselves, there's all these other stories. Forgiveness work is important. And I would say when you write the letter, actually, you know what? You can write the letter, but before you write the letter, this is what I would suggest.
Okay.
Write a letter to your dad and tell him everything you couldn't have told him when you were younger. Everything you want to say, things that you know now, things that you want to say when you were younger, just write it. And be true to yourself. However the words come out, just put it on paper. No judgment. Just put it on paper. Just write. Don't try and check the grammar or cross the T. Just write.
I just wrote no edit, no filter.
There you go. That's it. See?
Yeah.
Just write. Pour it out. And then when you finish, tear that bad boy up and burn that shit. Because that's all it is. Because in order to have a shift, you have to release the shit. See, the difference between shit and shift is an F. The F is the freedom. If you try to hide your shit, you can't really have a shift. Burn it. Yeah, we've gone down some steps.
Indeed.
Well done.
Thank you.
Remember this when your mind starts playing games again.
Yeah.
And if you can't remember this, just close your eyes and take a deep breath. And just tell yourself the truth. You have the sacred yes, right?
I do. And I have your deepest intent too. Yeah. I have it.
Yes. So I'm going to recommend, I'm giving you all these recommendations.
I do now.
I'm reading a chapter on personal truth and spiritual truth. And I'm not saying get it done in the next few days.
Thank you for saying that. I don't think I would have necessarily, but thank you for saying that.
Let your guide, let your higher self lead you to which one first. And even when you sit down to write the letter or whatever you want to do or read the book, if while you sit down to read the sacred yes and you hear to go write the letter, go do the letter.
Okay.
Just trust the voice. And even if you're not sure that is the voice, but what it is offering you or nudging you to do feels right, trust it. Okay. It's a practice. How are you feeling? What are you noticing?
I am noticing, I guess gratitude is one thing, because I was like, what's going to come out of this? I don't know if surprise is the right word, but surprise kind of, because I didn't expect to break down like so, but it was necessary. That was, I've cried like that before. And in fact, I want to say that was the way I cried when my dad passed. That's and then my brother and I had this awful argument one time, and I cried in the same way. It was real. It was deep and low. It came from my depths. So, but I needed to come. And it felt like with all of the shit that came up for me this week, my God, with with teaching, this is right on time. So, yeah.
And you're exactly where you need to be. You're the perfect teacher. It's not an accident.
Thank you for saying that, because I've definitely been I'm awful at this. And I keep having to tell that self, you are in day 4 of week 1 of year 1. Chill out.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or you can just tell her, thank you for sharing.
Okay.
Don't even engage in a conversation with her.
Don't talk to her.
So, thank you for sharing. Or you know the one that we use an interplay. Good thing to notice. Good thing to notice. That's it. Tell her when she's freaking out. Good thing to notice. Yep.
I do thank you for sharing.
Okay, good. Go with that one.
That one really, that tickles me. I think I'm going to use that. Thank
you for sharing then. Thank you for sharing. I'm awful at this. Thank you for sharing. because your thank you for sharing is embracing it. If you resist it, it pushes back.
Yeah.
Whatever we resist, persist. It keeps pushing back. But when we embrace it, it's like, no, you're not supposed to be kind to me. You know, have you ever been trying to get in an argument with someone and you're just mad and they're smiling? You know what you're smiling at? You're like, no, I'm mad at you. Like, I know. That's
Just
accepted.
Like, it makes it weird now.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for sharing. She'll be quiet.
Right.
Pay attention to your dreams. I do feel like you should do, not should, but you know what I mean.
Okay.
A grief ritual with some sisters of yours.
Interesting. Grief ritual.
Yes. Sleep on it.
Okay.
Sleep on it. I don't know. I'm getting so many things for you, boy. I don't even want to overload you. I would say this one thing, if I haven't said already, pay attention to your dreams.
Yeah, you said that.
I did. Okay.
They've been fascinating of late. Yeah.
Foluke, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You are the realest.
Thank you. And I want you to know that as you went through your process, you're supporting others who are watching you go through their process.
Yeah. I'm glad to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love you. Life is good. It's getting better. Thank you for joining in or tuning in. Thank you for being here. Tuning to another episode of Ade Presents, The Heart of the Matter. If you want to jump onto the seat of transformation, the hot seat to go deeper. And I tell you, that's a common theme. People always say, I didn't even expect this to come up. I didn't even know this was there. And your yes is good enough. So the question is, will you be made whole? You can send me an email by going to my website, adelove.co, adelove.co, or you can just send a message through the Being You podcast Facebook page, which is a mouthful. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. Now take everything that you got here for yourself. Like Rev D would say at her church, take this consciousness and multiply it. Peace and blessings. See you on Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. I'm out.
There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out, slowly feel all that's around you, all that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community.